Whoops, easy. So yeah, any other questions? Just doing a little review questions now. Anything at all, anything from the homework. You didn't get the chance to do it yet? Okay, it's fine. Yeah. You guys got time. I'm not expecting y'all to hand it in to like Wednesday, so. 3, why? That's a lot. Asynchronous? 1. Yeah. It's like 40, that's good. When you hit submit, you get graded.
That's what I'm saying. Does it show?
Yeah, it shows for you. Yeah.
They
Mhm.
have overall.
Yeah. When you go to web work, right? If you look in the left-hand side, there's a button there called grades. Right? You just click that, you can see all your grades. Yeah. You can see if you're missing anything, right? I mean, full disclosure, when you click on grades, right? If you scroll down to the bottom where it says like grade total, that's the only thing I look at. I'll be honest with you. You know, like I just want to make sure that that is 100. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Second. So yeah, if you're in web work, right? Click on where it says grades. This is all I look at right here. Scroll down. See where it says homework total right here, this percentage. That's the only thing I look at for you guys. I don't care how many times you do the homework, right? I don't care like when you hand it in, right? Like, I mean, Wednesday is a deadline, but you know, like if you hand it in today versus tomorrow, there's no like penalty or nothing for that, you know? Just make that number 100 on the bottom. That's all I care about. Yeah. Next Wednesday. Yeah. No, yeah, not this Wednesday. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, because it does say.
Yeah. Does it? I gotta fix that. All right. Lucky you. Does it? Okay. Lucky you guys. We don't even have August together. We have like one day in August together, and that's it. Yeah. Then nah. I could have done it on that day, but to be honest with you, I ain't looking at it on August 1st. I got mad finals to grade. You know, like there ain't no time for that. Yeah. Plus, I have like what you call it. Like I need that day to grade, so why not give y'all the time to boost y'all grades? You know?
Sorry.
Yeah.
How do I enter the answer form for one yesterday?
Tell me the question.
A equals LW.
Wait, hold on. A equals LW, like this? Okay.
How do I enter
For you want to solve for which one?
for W?
For W?
Yeah, no, I don't know how I answered
That it?
the
Okay.
formula.
So look, first let's solve for W, right? You're gonna divide by L, which you do one side, you do to the other, right? So now we have W is equal to A divided by L. That's how you enter it. Unless it's one of those questions where it's like W equals and then there's like a box here and then a line and a box here. If it's like that, then you just write in L and A and L right here and that's it. Yeah. Some questions are like that, one or two.
Yeah, some of them.
So like,
Oh, capital A, divided by O.
I tried that already.
And lowercase L.
Thank
You're welcome. Oh yeah, it's case sensitive sometimes. The thing is. All right, so no other questions? Go ahead.
So the evaluation should follow questions from A to four.
All right, cool.
So both are parentheses A plus B, both parentheses squared.
Like that? Okay. So A is -2 and B is what? So, okay. Everywhere you have a variable, right? You're gonna write a parentheses, just like this. And then you just plug in the numbers, right? So this would be -2, this would be -4, right? And then you just do it from the inside and then out. So what's -2 plus -4? Good. So I have -6 squared. Now what's -6 squared? It's all right.
36.
Not -36, +36, right? Because a negative times a negative, positive, right? And remember that the square, when I have -6 squared, remember that means -6 times -6, right? So that's going to cancel out the negative power. Long story short, if you have a negative number and it's being raised to an even power, the answer is going to be positive. Long story short. If it's to an odd power, right? Like say I had like -2 raised to the third power, for example, right? That's going to give me a negative answer. That's -8. You know, so odd powers will make it negative. Even powers are always positive. Oh, like you distributed and then added it? That's fine too. Yeah. When you did that, it should work. Negative times negative is positive. Yeah.
That's what I was like our statistics. So I was trying to, I was like, that would probably make sense. But
Yeah.
simplify it less.
You can do that. It's more work, but you can do that. In this scenario, since we have like numbers to plug in, it's just easier to plug in the numbers and then just do the math, you know?
What do you do the double parentheses for? I'll just so you know.
So yeah. So the big parentheses are these that are right here, right? That's what the big ones are. And then the little ones are the variables. So everywhere I have a variable, I make a parentheses and then I plug the number in for it. So that's what that is. Maybe. Probably not. Maybe. I haven't made it yet, so. So anything else? So everybody got 100 on their homework. Everybody good. Okay. I know homework 1 and 2 is the hardest. You know? The rest of the class gets easier after this week, though. Yeah. Next week's gonna be easier. Yeah. Nah. Cause like I said, I don't know my timetable, so that's what makes it hard. Once we get past this number stuff, we good. We even got more number stuff today. But I'm sure you all have seen this number stuff before. So no other Questions? Nothing? So I heard P is equal to C.
Solve.
MC like that. And then solve for M. All right. So what I would do here, I would subtract C from here. And what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I have P minus C is equal to MC. And then I would divide by C over here. And what I do to one side, I do to the other, right? So my final answer would be M is equal to P minus C all divided by C. And then if you had to type that in the long way, it would be open parentheses, P minus C divided by C. That's how I would do that one.
How do you think what's to enter that,
Well, whatever they give to you, that's the same case. So if they gave you like capital B and lowercase c or something like that, then you'd have to use capital B and lowercase c.
You know. Minus.
Mm-hmm. The MC. The MC.
Took it from the MC and put it onto the piece.
Yeah. So I divided both sides by C, excuse me. That's why.
so let's see before the C that you will first or for now?
It's gonna affect it. So the variable that I want to solve for, like I want to leave that alone. You know, like I want that one to just remain by itself. Like I don't touch that one. I only touch what's around it. If that makes sense. Yeah, the one that I'm trying to solve for.
But, so for this, you don't have to do it to both sides.
Yeah, always do it to both sides. What you do to one side, you do to the other.
Welcome the P to the C.
Well, first I had P is equal to C plus MC. So I subtracted C on both sides. Right? So then now I have P minus C, but C minus C cancels out. That's why I'm left with MC. And then I divided by C on both sides. These C's will cancel out. So that's how I get M is equal to P minus C over C. And then this thing is just how to type it into WebWord. That's all. All right, there's no more questions. Let's look at what we're looking at today. Again, same thing. If you guys know what this is, y'all could go ahead and knock out your homework. I will not be mad. I totally understand. So I want to start with a little blast from the past. Help me out with this. So this says, right, that we have to translate from algebra to English, right? So what is that? Like somebody read that to me. Okay, 15 greater than X. Okay, I like that. I like that. Let me ask you guys a question. Read it backwards to me. What is that? Right. That's what I'm looking for. Very good. I'm impressed.
But when you said that, I was just like, X, the greater.
Right? Let's try another one. Let's try another one just to see if we good. So this says 15 is less than X, right? What do I write? 15. Patient which way? Towards the X, so like this? Awesome, awesome, right? I always think of this as like an animal's mouth or something. Wee! Yeah. Yeah. I would prefer it though if you read it to me backwards and you told me X greater than 15.
What's that?
I like my X's to be on the left, you know, even when I'm walking down the street with the X on the left, you know, let them get hit by the water. You know? So here's what we're gonna get into today. Even though it seemed like y'all know this already. So we're gonna be graphing inequalities on the number line. Yay. Fun stuff. Straight number line. So graph inequalities on a number line. What number would make the inequality X greater than 3 true? What do y'all think? 4, 5, 6, right? Yeah. So let's continue reading. Are you thinking X could be 4? That's correct. But X could be 6, 2, or 37, or 3.01. Any number greater than 3 is a solution to the inequality X greater than 3. We show all solutions to the inequality X greater than 3 on the number line by shading in all the numbers to the right of 3 to show that all the numbers greater than 3 are solutions. Because the number 3 itself is not a solution, we put an open parentheses at 3, right? You can see that right here on the graph. We can also represent inequalities using interval notation, right? So this is what I'm really going to be asking you guys for like homework and stuff. There is no upper end to the solution to this inequality. In interval notation, we express X greater than 3 as open parentheses 3 comma infinity, close parentheses. The symbol infinity is read as infinity. It is an actual number, right? It is not an actual number, right? It's just a series of numbers, right? So looking at this graph right here, it's a nice counter color, right? This is the open parentheses that we have right here. And then we just shade this in. Whee! Right? Just to represent the inequality. And some questions will ask you for this, right? For the interval notation. So open parentheses 3 comma infinity, right? And that's the inequality X is greater than 3. Y'all want to start your homework? Y'all can. Y'all know what's coming next. Same stuff. All right, so we use the left parenthesis symbol, open parentheses, to show that the endpoint of the inequality is not included. The left bracket symbol shows that the endpoint is included. All right, so let me just highlight that, right? So parentheses will show not included, right? Matter of fact, parentheses, not included, right? And then bracket is included. All right. The inequality X less than or equal to 1 means all numbers less than or equal to 1. Here we need to show that 1 is a solution too. We do that by putting a bracket at X equals 1. when we shade in all the numbers to the left of one to show that all the numbers less than one are solutions, right? And then here's the figure. There is no lower end to these numbers. We write x less than or equal to -1 in interval notation as open parentheses, -infinity, comma, 1, bracket. The symbol -infinity is read as -infinity, and it shows both the number line and the interval notation. All right. So let me get a little counter color right here, right? Just want to emphasize this. We have a bracket at 1, and we're shading all of this. We that's my plan. I'm just gonna push it to YouTube and give y'all YouTube links. Yeah. I feel like that would just be easier than watching a Zoom. You know, like YouTube, you could cast it to the TV. YouTube, you could watch it on the phone easier. You know, in my opinion. I know I subscribe to YouTube University. I'll be watching all the crap on YouTube. Lots and lots of music videos. It's bad. All right, so let me give you guys a toolbox real quick. So inequalities, right? Number lines and interval notation, all right? So looking at the first inequality that we have here, if we have x is greater than a, right? That means that x is greater than some number, right? You're gonna have an open parentheses at that number, and then you're gonna go to infinity. All right. So both have a left parentheses. Long story short. If I say x is greater than or equal to a or some number, right? We're gonna have a bracket at that number, and then we're gonna go to infinity. Enough said, right? If I have x is less than a or some number, right? I'm gonna have an open parentheses at that number, and then I'm gonna go to the left, right? For less than. And then also both will have parentheses. If I say x is less than or equal to a number, or like a, for example, there's a bracket at that number, and I'm gonna go to the left to -infinity. Questions on this? This is kind of like all you need to remember with the inequalities. Go ahead.
So for the inequalities, has been shaded on the bottom.
When it's shaded on the bottom?
Yeah, like that one, right side.
You mean like when you have like the closed circle and all that? So the closed circle is the bracket, right?
Okay.
So like if this was like a circle, like this would be a closed circle, and then this is the open circle.
Okay. Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
That's
it. I feel like it's just easier to just do one notation instead of remembering all this circle crap. Right? Like you could just be like, all right, boom, open parentheses, and it matches the parentheses right there, you know? And oh, this is a bracket and it matches this bracket right here. I feel like that's easier. But if y'all want to do the circles, go right ahead. No problem. Go ahead. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah. I just feel like it's easier because it matches. Just my opinion. Go ahead.
We have to use the brackets.
Shade it if you want to. That's fine. Yeah.
To
To the left. To the left because they're less than. The first one is less than, and then the next one is less than or equal to. Yeah. You have to draw it yourself. Shade it and like draw the number line and shade it yourself. Not even for homework is it like multiple choice. You just do it. So let's look at some examples. So the notation for inequalities on a number line and an interval notation uses the same symbol to express the endpoints of the interval, right? Just my opinion, I feel like that's easier. But if you like your circles, go right ahead. I know that's what I learned when I was younger too. All right. Graph each inequality on the number line and write in interval notation the answer. All right. So let's take a look at this, right? I'm gonna look at A, for example. A is X is greater than or equal to -3, right? So what do I do? First thing I need is I need a line. You can make the line however big you want to do it, right? I like to just put the -3 in the middle, whatever number I'm working with, and put a couple numbers to the left and the right, just so that we could demonstrate we know what we're talking about, right? So -2, -1, there goes 0, here goes -4, -5, -6, yippee, right? After doing that, what color, what color, what color?
It's the right
Uh,
one. It's great.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to the right. I'm trying to pick a color. You know, I'm gonna try this one out. Try this one out, right? So we got a bracket right here. And we're gonna just shade over here. And then that's it. All right. Now, in terms of interval notation, right? X is greater than or equal to 3, right? What is my interval notation gonna be? Well, -3, right? Is that gonna be a bracket, a parenthesis? What am I doing? No,
Oh, you did right here.
it's a bracket, right? How'd you know that? You just copied from right here, right? All the way up to infinity, right? Because see how it goes to the right? That's infinity, close parentheses. And that's it. No? If you want to do a closed circle right here, go ahead. I won't stop you.
So, whichever direction it goes into infinity, that's where the infinity sign.
Yeah,
So like it's negative.
it'll be to the left. Yeah. This left? Or one of them ways is left. So closed circle is the same thing as the bracket, right? Now, I know a lot of us, we learned the closed circle when we were younger, right? But I developed this new method where I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna just use the bracket on the graph and I'm gonna just bring the bracket down in the answer. I feel like that just is easier. You know? It's up to you. If you want to copy me, copy me. If you want to do it old school way that you remember, that's fine, right? Closed circle is with the bracket, open circle is the parenthesis. That's it. All right. Those look like people. All right, anyway, let's look at B. It's a nice color. Let's go with orange. All right. So we got X is less than 2.5, right? Scroll up. All right, there we go. So now I need a line, right? And again, I just want to put my number right dab in the middle. So I got 2.5 right here. And then put some numbers to the right and to the left of it, right? You know, it don't matter what you put, just, you know, just to show that you understand, you know? So I'm gonna just do 3.5. I'm gonna do 4.5. I could have just done 3. That would have been correct too. I just felt like doing that. It's just my thing, right? 1.5, 0.5. Again, my preference. All I care about, 2.5 in the middle, right? And then decisions. We'll go with this one. This aqua thing right here, right? So I have X less than 2.5. Is that gonna be a bracket or a parenthesis? Parenthesis, right? And then it's less than, right? So we're gonna go this way. Parenthesis, and then we're gonna shade. Less than is to the left. Right? Give me interval notation. What is this? Getting closer. Now give me the right one. What is it? It's not infinity, it's no, it's no. What's the other one? It's not infinity, it's what's that word right in front of it? It's no. Which direction is this? Negative infinity. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right. Comma. All right. And we got 2.5. And what do I put after 2.5? Those in parentheses, right? How you know that? You just copied, right? All right. Is that the last one? Oh no, there was a C. Oh Lord. Oh yeah. This is the hard one right here. So C. I don't even remember what C was. That's how bad it is. X less than or equal to. And see, I don't even remember if it was negative or not. Gotta check again. It was negative, right? This just got from bad to worse. All right. Yo, help me out. What's negative 3/5? I don't even know. All right, 0.6, right? So that means that over here, now I'm gonna use my whole numbers. I'm feeling lazy, right? That's 0. That's 1. That's 2. That's -1. That's -2. That's -3. Right? Just feeling lazy. All right, help me out. Is this gonna be a bracket, a parenthesis? What is this one? I'm gonna go to crimson red now. Bracket. All right. It says less than or equal to. So am I going to the left or the right? The shading. To the left, right? Let's shade it all the way over here. We're gonna do a bracket. Ooh. All right. So help me out. I'm gonna do the BCC green. All right. Open bracket. Open parentheses. All right. What's after that? Negative infinity. Good. Comma. -3/5. Good. Close bracket. Very good. That's it. All right. Hello. All right. So you guys try. The decimal ones ain't that hard. It's that fraction one that's hard. Still, y'all got the easy fraction, so. How you doing? Good. About to put the game on after class, yo. Celtics and Mavericks. Yeah. How you could tell? Nah, no bets. No bets. I gotta get into that. Like I'm not really into the sports betting. Yeah. If I did that, I'd always bet the Knicks and I'd be losing money. Yeah. Like no lie, my entire life I've never seen them win. Like ever. Um, I gotta go on. Yeah. Nah, but real talk though, how their entire starting lineup got injured. Down to the last player in the last game of the Yo, Theo, like get hired by the Knicks, they need you. Yo, every player knocked out. Yeah. Yo, real talk, the Knicks and I think it's the Yankees are the two most like lucrative teams in all of sports. You say you're looking for a vending machine?
I got scared about that shit.
Oh, I got
I got called to speak later.
you. Oh, damn.
That's why my phone like sometimes I get shit.
Damn. Which one?
It's a Drake one.
Yeah. I'm tired of vending machines. Like we need like some real food on this campus, yeah.
That's something that did. Little machines.
They do, it's empty. Yeah, it's a nice little. Yeah. The only thing that's fire about it is you can look on your phone, right, and be like, oh, they got this. You can reserve it, and then like nobody else can come and order it. And you just go there and pick it up, kind of thing.
It's pretty expensive.
It's mad expensive. I saw another one in the airport.
Buys their own time.
Yeah.
You gotta buy your own chicken and put it in yourself. That's kind of crap.
Right. Yeah. It's packaged real nicely though. I like the containers that they have and their glass and stuff.
Glass.
It's not glass, it's plastic?
It is plastic.
Oh wow.
It looks like it is.
Yeah.
It did make it.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I had it.
Yeah.
And it actually sees flavor.
Yeah.
Added flavor. So,
True. But still, if you want like hot food, there's nothing.
they used to have.
All they got is a microwave.
They don't serve
Yeah.
food like they used to.
No, the vendor, like yeah.
But they hear it.
Yeah.
Are you interested in investing?
Yo, like there's mad stuff you have to have in place to do that.
I mean, they have
Yeah.
a spot.
You know-
License.
You know what I wish would happen here though? We have kitchen classrooms here, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we have like a culinary arts major and then use the students to make the food?
Right.
That's their first like internship or whatever, you know, before they go into industry. That's why
Yeah.
I've been talking to people about it, but nobody listens to me. Mhm.
Create a list
Yeah,
and then have a soul sign for it.
Yeah.
Say, people.
for it.
It's not only you saying.
Yeah, Could do that, could try that.
You all need something.
yeah. But my thing is, why do we gotta pay like what's it called, franchising fees to some company to come in and do it? Why can't we do it ourselves? You know? Yeah.
Jump on the belly.
Probably easier.
No, not the deli. Like we don't have nothing in our cafe. You know?
They used to
Yeah.
serve it on like Chipotle style.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
belly bill. Every single time, like, it's price change every time. They never give you.
It's true. It's never consistent. Their
Yeah.
price. Yeah.
I never been.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's alright. It's not bad, but
Yeah.
just be like, like.
And then
Why
they
don't
used
you
to
get
Starbucks
one?
for here too. They used to have
There's a Starbucks in the library
Oh, it's still
right there.
there.
Yeah. It's closed. Yeah. No, it's never open
Yeah, that's why.
because we need the cafeteria to run it. So that's why. Yeah. But oh my God, if that was the only thing that we opened up, I think we'd be happy with that. Like, just give me Starbucks. Like, forget everything else. You know? Yeah.
Because then they can eat up
Yeah.
stuff.
Right. Yeah. We'd be the only CUNY, I think, with it. Yo, like Baruch. Oh my God, I hate Baruch, yo. Baruch got a whole full Starbucks across the street. And not down a hill, like no, across the street. Like where our parking lot is, like right there, like jealous of them, man. Man, we'll get no love. Yeah. But it's not just that though. Like real talk, if y'all look at like nice restaurants, right? Like how many nice restaurants do you have in the Bronx versus like say Brooklyn and Queens and all that? You know? Like, and in my opinion, I feel like the reason for that is because in CUNY, right, like in the Bronx and whatnot, there is no hospitality management major. Like, had we had that, I feel like the whole area would have uplifted, you know? Yeah. Even like hotels, we don't even have like nice hotels here. You know, like that's all in Queens and stuff. Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. Yeah, but if we had a hospitality a major, maybe
Right.
this area would be, you know, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, just my opinion.
Yeah, I see some crazy stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I held the door to a girl.
Mhm.
He didn't say nothing. He's like, I held the door. I was like, you extra girl. You didn't have to do all that.
Yeah. Some people do it for tips though.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Sit outside waiting.
Mhm.
Open the door. Like, I couldn't.
Yo, Fordham's changed, yo. Yeah,
That's what.
yeah, yeah. Fordham feels like 125th Street now. You know, like legit. It's the same thing. You know, the only thing is that Fordham is more active. Like a whole bunch of businesses closed on 125th. Yeah, like yeah, yeah. That supermarket Pathmark is gone and all that. Like
Well, Cameron Pro's down older.
yeah, it's fair. Yeah, yeah,
But I really.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody's. That's
Yo,
why a lot of us.
got you. So you saying that you could? So wait, you could get that discount at Whole Foods then on 124?
With Amazon?
No. I mean like you could. Yo, I'm with it. Yo, I need the organic this, pasture raised that. All right, let's look at A real quick. So I got X greater than 2. How I do that? Mm-hmm. So I got the 2 right here. All right, so we got like what, 3 here, 4 here, 1 here, 0 here. What's on the 2?
The
Parenthesis, okay. It's the close parenthesis, right?
Is that called close?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, that's the open. What am I talking about? Wow. And then we go on shade over here, right? And what's the inequality? So open parentheses, 2 comma infinity, and then close parentheses. Good.
So wait, I'm a little confused. What do you use for C? You only use brackets for like.
For included, like when it's equal to.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah. So how about B? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mhm. So X is less than or equal to negative 1.5. What's that? I got the 1.5 right here. Feeling lazy. 2, 3. 0, -1, -2. So what am I doing?
Close bracket 1.5.
Close bracket. Okay. And this way, right? All right, I like that. I like that. So what's the interval notation? Mm-hmm.
In the bracket.
Mm-hmm. 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 -1.5. Oh, it's -1.5? Wow.
Yeah.
I done messed this up. I ain't changing nothing though. I'm just gonna change the numbers. Right? That's negative, right? That's 0, that's 1. That's -2. That's -3. Call it a day.
It's Friday. It's Thursday. That feels like
Right?
Friday.
Yo, it really does feel like Friday. We got the bracket right here. All right, how about C 3/4? So x greater than or equal to 3/4. And that was C, right? Okay. So Bob, there goes 3/4. What goes to the right of 3/4? 1. All right. What else? 2. Okay, what's over here? So 0, then -1, -2, right? All right. Which one? Oh, it was given to me. So what do I put?
So negative 1.5.
Yeah, it is. That's why I changed it. I changed the line there. Yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had wrote 1.5 positive, my mistake. Yeah. All right, so what do I put here? Parentheses? No. Bracket. Is it an open bracket or closed bracket? Hmm? So this one?
Yes.
Okay.
There it is.
It's shaded this way. Good. And then what's the notation? What are we gonna do? Open bracket. 3/4. Common infinity. Good. And then close parenthesis. Make sense? Go ahead.
So you don't close it.
Wait, hold on. Oh, how do I do it? So you see like how this is equal to? This means greater than or equal to? I can't spell. Or equal to, right? So that's the bracket. Right? But when you do like this one that is not equal to, right? This is just greater than, right? That's the parenthesis. So basically, like you look for that bottom bar. That's when you do it. All right. I feel like we all get that. Yay.
So wait, why is it close parentheses instead of close bracket?
Close parentheses or close bracket. So you can never have an infinity equal to, right? Because infinity is not an actual number, it's a series of numbers. So that's why we always put parentheses on the infinity. Yeah.
There's never gonna be a close bracket. So
Yeah, but that's gonna be at a particular point. You know? Matter of fact, just because you mentioned that. Just because you mentioned that, let's talk about that. So what numbers are greater than 2 but less than 5? Right? Are you thinking 2.5, 3 and 2/3, 4, 4.99? We can represent, right? We can represent all the numbers between 2 and 5 with the inequality 2 less than x less than 5. We can show 2 less than x less than 5 on the number line by shading all the numbers between the 2 and the 5. Again, we use parentheses to show the numbers 2 and 5 are not included. Right? So let me get my pretty crimson, right? This is parentheses here and parentheses here, and then we just shade in the middle. And that's it. Make sense?
So the
No.
bracket means
Yeah.
you're using the number.
Right. Mhm.
But the.
Right. Whatever in between. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Yeah. 2.5 is the endpoint. You're right. It is.
But the definition. Brackets.
Right. So sometimes the endpoint is not included, right? So like if I have like let's say x is greater than 2, just making up something, right? I want all the numbers that are bigger than 2, but not 2 itself, right? So like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 3, 4, 5, 8, 1 million, you know, all of those numbers, right? But not the actual 2 itself.
So this is.
Right, that means I'm including the 2 itself.
So the question.
Yeah. It'll tell you.
And greater.
Yeah, it'll tell you like specifically. Like not in words, it's gonna use the symbols, right? But it will tell you like when it's included and not included. Yeah.
So it's not gonna say it's.
Like in the algebra. And then you just have to graph it and then give them the interval notation. Yeah. For this one,
3.3.
this one would be 2 parentheses.
No, she's talking about the previous bracket.
Right. So the bracket now is because I'm including like 3/4, for example, right? But the parentheses because of the infinity, right? I can never have a bracket on infinity because infinity is not a definite number. It's a series of numbers, right? So that's why I put the parentheses there. It's many, many numbers. It's 1, it's 2, it's 18, 12, you know? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Why would you put it on the 5?
On the 5 here, because it's not a bracket though, it's a parentheses, right? So it's like this. It's open parentheses 2, comma 5. Right? So it's all the numbers between 2 and 5, but not including 2 and 5 itself. Everything in between. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. This one? Yeah. Which one are you trying to see? A? Don't worry, we got more practice. That's not the end of it.
I'm gonna give it to the 5 woman.
This is all we're doing today. Tons and tons of examples of this. I mean, that's all of it. To be honest with you, you could be able to figure out your homework after this. So okay, look. We want to graph each inequality on the number line and write the interval notation. I'm gonna do this one in black, right? So let's look at A. I have -3 is less than X, which is less than 4, right? So what does that mean? That literally means, open parentheses, I want to go from -3 to 4. On the number line, oh damn, here we go. That's -3, yeah, zero's in the middle. That's 4, that's 3, that's 2, that's 1, that's 0, that's -1, that's -2. -4, -5. And I'll put 5 right here. Yippee. All right. So what am I going to do? Let's do the rainbow. All right. So at -3, I have an open parentheses, right? And at 4, I have a closed parentheses, just like that. And I'm going to shade in between. Make sense? Because it's less than right here, less than. If it had the line on the bottom, like say it was like equal to with that, then it would be the bracket. Yeah. -3, x is greater than -3, but x is also less than 4. Yeah. So all of those numbers in
You know
between.
what's the-
Mhm. Yeah. That's like saying, would you rather owe $10 or owe 100? You know? Yeah. Mhm. That's our number line. Mhm. Let's try B. Also, the order that you do these doesn't matter. If you want to do the parenthesis thing first and then like the interval notation, I mean, or you want to do the graph, first, it doesn't matter. Just do it. You know? For B, the order of it, like which one you do. So let's look at B. -6 is less than or equal to x, which is less than -1. There we go. Now that's a nice one. That's a nice one right there, right? So interval notation, what is that? Bracket, good. What? Very good, comma. -1, good. Very good. 100%. Very good. So now I got the number line right here, right? I'm just gonna be lazy. That's -6 and that's -1. Somewhere over here is negative something, I don't know, 3. Somewhere over here is 0. Somewhere over here is -7. I'm just being lazy, right? We said that there was a bracket at -6. We said there was a parentheses at -1. Yippee. That's it. That's your whole homework. Hmm? That'd be your answer. Let's do one more.
Would it ever be in?
In this particular example, no. But whenever it is infinity, you know what happens. It's just infinity, whatever, parentheses, or negative, or open parentheses, negative infinity, whatever. But it'll tell you. Like you're basically just like following a command. Like whatever they tell you, you just do. Let me just check that real quick. Yep. So I got 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2.5. What is that? Good. That's it. And then open bracket, commas, oh shoot. Open bracket 0, comma, 2.5, close bracket. This is good. Questions on this? Make sense? Go ahead.
This one,
Yeah, because like it's up to 2.5, but not above it. Yeah, it's less
also
than.
got the equal to.
Yeah, it got the equal to. That's why we got the brackets here. Yeah.
There's no order to, on how we have to like if I was to put 2.5 comments in.
No, it's not the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah. It's always in increasing order, so from smallest to largest.
but what about one before it?
For it,
One- oh, that's a -6, but still.
yeah, that's smaller than -1. Yeah. You guys try. This is good. Good. Good.
Actually, well, they didn't try to.
Inverse, like how?
Negative one. Greater than. X.
They could, and you just read it backwards. Yeah. Yeah, that's possible. All right, let's take a look. So I have A right here, right? A is -2 less than X less than 1. What is that? Good. And then on a number line? And then the 1 open parentheses. And yippee. Okay. Put little numbers there so we can show that we know what we're doing. Somewhere in here is 0. But anyway, let's look at B. So for B, I have -5 less than or equal to X less than -4. What is that? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. And on a number line?
So close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So what is it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it. All right. Let's look at C. 1, 4.5. So 4.25, sorry. So I got 1 less. This is less than or equal to? Yeah, X less than or equal to 2.5. Okay. So what is that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. And then on the number line, let's call that 1, call that 4.25. Let's say that somewhere here is 2, and then 3, and then 5 over here, and 0 there, whatever. So what is that? Mm-hmm. Good. And now we just shade in between. Questions on it?
I just want to close bracket, the other one's closed, but
Let's see. So that's what they gave us up here. Yeah. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, we just copy and paste, and that's all. All right, let's take it up a notch. So this is the real reason why we're doing all this. So we want to solve linear inequalities, right? So a linear inequality is much like a linear equation, but the equal sign is replaced with an inequality sign. A linear inequality is an inequality in one variable that can be written in one of the forms. Ax plus b is less than c, ax plus b is less than or equal to c, ax plus b is greater than c, or ax plus b is greater than or equal to c. Okay. Let's have some fun. Y'all know I like to repeat myself, right? So linear inequality. A linear inequality is an inequality in one variable that can be written in one of the following forms where A, B, and C are real numbers and A cannot equal 0. All right? Okay. Every other letter can, but A cannot equal 0. So it could be of the form ax plus b is less than c, ax plus b is less than or equal to c, ax plus b is greater than c, or ax plus b is greater than or equal to c. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right, so when we solve linear inequalities, we were able to use the properties of equality to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Both sides are still, both sides and still keep the equality. Similar properties hold true for inequalities. We can add or subtract the same quantity from both sides of an inequality and still keep the inequality. For example, -4 less than 2, right? I can subtract 5 from both sides, right? So I get -9 is less than -3. That's true. If I have -4 is less than 2, and I add 7 to both sides, so -4 plus 7, which will give me 3, and 2 plus 7, which will give me 9. 3 is less than 9. That is true. All right. So notice that the inequality sign stayed the same. This leads us to the addition and subtraction properties of inequality. Yay, building up the terminology. This for those of you in the room that play Scrabble. I got you. Right? This word is a couple of points. You already know. All right. So addition and subtraction property of inequality. For any numbers A, B, and C, if A is less than B, then A plus C is less than B plus C. A minus C is less than B minus C. For any numbers A, B, and C, if A is greater than B, then A plus C is greater than B plus C, and A minus C is greater than B minus C. So we can add or subtract the same quantity from both sides of an inequality and still keep the inequality, right? That's what all of this means right here. That's the meat and potatoes. Right? It stays the same. What you do to one side of the inequality, you do to the other side of the inequality. Well, all right. Let me keep it real with y'all for a second. What happens to the inequality when we divide or multiply both sides by a constant? Here we go. All right. Let's first multiply and divide both sides by a positive number. So let's say I have 10 is less than 15, which is true, right? If I multiply both sides by 5, right? So 10 times 5 is 50 and 15 times 5 is 75. That's true, right? 50 is less than 75. If I have 10 less than 15 and I divide both sides by 5, right? 10 divided by 5 is 2, 15 divided by 5 is 3. That's still true. So the inequality sign stayed the same, right? Just randomly picked it. You know, just trying to prove a point. So yeah, absolutely. Same thing would be true. So does the inequality stay the same when we divide or multiply a negative number? Oh crap, here we go. So 10 less than 15, right? If I multiply both sides by a -5, right, I'm gonna get -50, right? And I'm gonna get -75, right? But is -50 less than multiply, excuse me, I said the wrong thing, right? But you see how -50 is bigger than -75? So I had to switch my inequality, right? The same thing is true with the division, right? If I have 10 less than 15, right? And I divide the 10 by -5 and I divide the 15 by -5, I get -2 and -3. But -2 is greater than -3. So the inequality sign flips. So notice that when we filled in the inequality signs reversed their direction, right? So let's just remember that, right? If we're multiplying or dividing by a negative, flip that sign. Right? And if you ever on your test and you forget this is the kind of thought process that you go through to figure out like your answer, you know? Take a whole number, right? Divide it by something or multiply it by something and see what happens. You know, like this is how we figure out math when we don't know what we're doing, right? So when we divide or multiply an inequality by a positive number, the inequality sign stays the same, right? So let's look at that, right? Positive number, inequality sign stays the same, right? When we divide or multiply an inequality by a negative number, the inequality sign reverses, right? This gives us the multiplication division property of inequality. All right. So we really got to remember that. Positive, leave it alone. Negative, flip that sign. All right. And I can hear somebody in the back is like, yo, I need to see that in chart form. I got you. Got you. All right. So multiplication and division property of inequality for any numbers A, B, and C, multiply or divide by a positive number. If A is less than B and C is greater than 0, then A times C is less than B times C, and A over C is less than B over C. If A is greater than B and C is greater than 0, then A times C is greater than B times C, and A over C is greater than B over C. Multiply or divide by a negative. If A is less than B and C is less than 0, then A times C is greater than B times C, and A over C is greater than B over C. The sign flips, right? If A is greater than B and C is less than 0, then A times C is less than B times C, and A over C is less than B over C. Negative signs flip, right? Sure. I'm looking at y'all. Somebody needs to hear this a third time. I got you. I got you, bro. We're gonna do this a third time. Just one more time. Just one more time. I know one more time and then we got it. Right? So when we divide or multiply an inequality by A, positive number, the inequality stays the same. Negative number, the inequality reverses. Sometimes when solving an inequality, as in the next example, the variable ends up upon the right. We can rewrite the inequality in reverse to get the variable to the left. So X greater than A has the same meaning as A less than X, all right? Just read it backwards. Think about it as if Xander is taller than Andy, then Andy is shorter than Xander. Same thing, right? Let's take a look. So this says to solve each inequality, graph the solution on a number line and write the solution interval notation. Okay. So for A, right? Whoops, let me get a pen. So for A, right? I have X minus 3 over 8 is less than or equal to 3 over 4. What should I do here? Pretend it was an equal sign. What would I do? Add 3 over 8. Very good. And what I do to one side, I got to do to the other. All right?
What is this, like 3 algebra?
Yeah. This is day 2 stuff, right? So this is X less than or equal to, here we go, 3 over 4 plus 3 over 8. How do I add these? What do I need to have? Good, good, good. And how do I make these the same denominator? Okay, I'll do that. So I'll multiply this by 2, but you know, I gotta be fair, right? What I do to the bottom, what I do to the top. Right? So what do we have? We have equal to, what's that? 6/8 plus 3/8, which I heard is 9/8. Good. That is excellent. All right. Help me out. Interval notation. What's this? Interval notation with the parentheses and the brackets and all that. What is that? Bracket? No. All right, let's do the line first then. Forget that. All right, I got 9/8 over here. Right? What's this? I'm gonna put 2 right here. I'm gonna put like 0 over here and -1 right here. Do that for me. Less than or equal to. Open bracket like this. It is the other way, you're right. Right. It's a closed bracket. And then you're gonna shade where? To the left, right? We need a parentheses, very good. What comes after that parenthesis? No, comes after the parenthesis. Negative infinity, very good. Comma, what? Yeah. What's after that? What is it? The 9/8, and then the bracket, very good. All right, hold on, someone wants me to go up. Make it smaller, gotcha. Say it again? Because I need to solve for X, kind of. Like with inequalities, I'm solving for X the same way I did with the equations. You know, like I want my variable on one side and I want my other numbers on the other side. Yeah. 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 So does it make sense? No? It's the hardest part of your homework. This part, you gotta solve for X.
So the next one is Y. So
Mhm.
Y.
Uh-huh. Mhm. Mhm. You just copy it. That's it. You don't gotta make up nothing, just copy. It might be. Let me see, 9y less than 54. So. Uh-huh. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Less.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people noticed this already, but I'll show y'all. You notice how this is less than or equal to? You see how this low key looks like an arrow pointing that way? You notice that that's the same way that I shaded? I don't know if y'all saw that. But yeah, and then the greater than would shade the other way. I don't know if y'all saw that, but that's a thing. Yeah. Yeah, because of that. So 9y is less than 54. How do I get y by itself? What do I got to do? Not minus. Divide by what though? By 9. Very good, right? Exactly. So I'm gonna divide by 9. What I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. So y less than, what's 54 divided by 9? 6. Very good. Awesome. Do you want to do the line first? Or you want to do the parenthesis thing first? Line first? Okay, we're gonna do the line first. So I got a +6 right here. I got like a 7 over here, I got a 5, I got a 4. Y'all get the idea, right? So less than 6, where am I going? Parentheses, open or close? Closed. And I'm going this way, right? Good. Uh-huh. So what's the negative infinity? Good. So open parentheses, negative infinity, comma. Very good. That's it. Easy, right?
So hopefully it-
And positive is on the right. I forgot what C is. So negative 15 less than 3 over 5 Z. Negative 15 less than 3 over 5 Z. Is that positive or negative? I forgot. Let's see. It's positive. Okay. What do I do? What about 3/5? What do I do? Times it by what? Oh, that's 3/5 times Z. How do I undo multiplication? Divide it. Good. So I would divide by 3 over 5. What I do to one side of the equation, excuse me, the inequality, I have to do to the other side of the inequality. Very good. So keep, change, flip, right? Just like that. Less than Z. All right. And then I'm being lazy right now. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 15 5 times. Negative 5 times 5, what's that? Negative 25 is less than Z. All right. Yeah, I know I don't understand that. Read that to me backwards. Negative 20. Very good. Very good. So now, what are we doing? We doing the line first? Or the line first? Y'all know I'm a cheat in this line. That's negative 25. I hope y'all understand, right? That's negative what? 24. That's negative 26. Y'all get the idea. What am I doing here? Not close parentheses. Yeah, close parentheses, you're right. Open parentheses. Oh, my bad. And then going to the right. So what's my interval notation? Mm-hmm. Good. Good. Well done. That was awesome. Why did it do that? Oh my Lord.
Hit the videos,
Mhm.
like several.
I'm gonna try and get it done this weekend. Hmm? Let me know when y'all like if y'all can still see it. All right. That being said. Hmm? Huh? Down? You guys try. Like this. It's good. Huh?
The colorful one? The one with
Oh.
white.
This one? Hmm? Up? Oh, down? Like this one? So you ready? Let's look at A. So P minus 3/4 is greater than or equal to 1/6. What do I do? Good. Do to one side, you gotta do to the other. So now I have P is greater than or equal to 1/6 plus 3/4. What do I do here? 12, right? Times 2 times 3. Good. Very good. So now I have P greater than or equal to 2 plus 9. Yep. Over 12. So 11/12. Very good. What do you want to do first? The line, or do we want to do the? What y'all want to do first?
So like one.
Line first, okay. So I got the 11/2 here. It's 12, excuse me. Right? And this is greater than, so I know I'm going which way? To the right, right? Awesome. What is this, parentheses or bracket? Bracket, good. That's it. All right, infinity, parentheses, good. Let's check out B. So for B, I have 9C. Huh? Yo, go ahead. So they found that the LCD over here was 12. You know? And then by doing that, that enabled them to change the 6 into a 12, you multiply by 2. Change a 4 into a 12, you multiply by 3. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top, then you can add the numerator. Yeah. So 9C greater than, whoops, greater than, wrong color, greater than 72. All right. All right. So help me out. What do I do here? Divide by 9. What I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. So now I have C is greater than 8. Okay. Yep. So let's do the line. There's 8, there's 9, there's 7, there's 6, there's 10, whatever. Which way am I shading? To the right. Oh, what happened? I don't know what happened there. That joint just went away. All right, so we go into the right. What is this? Is this a bracket, a parenthesis? What is this? Parentheses. Good. So what's the thing? Good. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah. Let me just change my color real quick. There we go. Man, you already know what to do. Keep change flip.
That's where.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so tomorrow we have no class. Tutoring is open 12 to 6. If you guys can make it, no pressure. It's online and in person. But Saturday will be online 12 to 6 and Sunday 12 to 6.
You put it.
That's the C in the change. You keep the top. So keep the numerator, change the multiplication, and then flip the denominator bottom number. Yeah. Or do it my way. Do it my way. Because my way, I don't know my timetable, so I reduce it before I multiply it. I'll show you. So I have 24 less than or equal to, I think. Yeah. And then 3/8m. So what do I do here? All right, divide by 3/8. That's going to cancel. What I do to one side, I do to the other, 3/8. So what does this become? 24/1 times. Let me just do the x times 8/3. Very good. Less than or equal to m. All right. I'm gonna reduce this a little bit. What's 24? 24 is like, what is that? Yeah. Oh, it's not 6. What is it? 7? No, it's not 7. It's 8, right? Yeah. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 24 8 times, right? So then now I got 8 times 8, which is like what, 64? Is less than or equal to m. Read that backwards. This is m is greater than or equal to 64. That's a large number, so I'm just gonna put that in the middle. Which way am I shading? To the right, right? I'll just put the 65 and the 63 here. I'm gonna shade this to the right. And what is that? Is that open bracket, parentheses? What is that? Open bracket. Good. So now what's my interval notation? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. That's it. Questions on that? Reducing? Yeah. So basically, I can kind of reduce diagonally or I can reduce up and down, right? Vertically, yeah. So by me doing that, it makes the multiplication and division easier. You know? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what 24 times 8 is. And then worse to divide that by 3,
Yeah.
you know? But 3 goes into 24 8 times, and 8 times 8, I know that's 64. Yeah. I mean, but y'all got y'all calculators, so
You use it during tests,
yeah.
but we can't use it.
No, calculator. Good? All right, let's get to the real question. Damn. This question's so real, it comes with a warning sign. Be careful when you multiply or divide by a negative number. Remember to reverse the inequality sign. So here it is. So it says solve each inequality, graph the solution on the number line, and write the solution into a notation. Same thing we've been doing, right? So I have A is negative 13m greater than or equal to 65. What do I do? When you divide by negative, flip the sign. Yeah. So I want to solve for m here. What do I do? Divide by negative 13, right? And what I do to one side of the inequality, I gotta do to the other side of inequality, right? So now I have what? M is what? Less than or equal to? Keep going. What is that? What's 65 divided by negative 13? Negative 5, right? Very good. And then you already know, number line right here, negative 5. Let's go and do this one, negative 4, negative 6. All right, which way am I shading? To the left, very good. To the left, I'm sorry. It's gonna be a bracket or a parenthesis? Bracket, good. Open or close? Close bracket, good. Very good. And what's the interval notation? Good. That's it. Gotcha. Yeah. You flip the sign. Yeah. The inequality sign for less than and greater than. Yeah. Let's look at B. I got n over negative 2 is greater than or equal to 8. What do I do here? Plug it in by itself? Oh yeah, get n by itself. So what do I do? Divide by what? No, not positive. By what? Negative 2. That's it. All right. So it's a good color. Blue is a good color, right? I'm gonna multiply this by negative 2 to cancel it out. But what I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. All right. So now what do I have? I have n is what? No. What is it? Not greater than.
Oh, that's it.
Less than or equal to negative 16. Very good.
Give us a warning.
All right. Because we're moving that negative, right? And then now, let's get that line. I got negative 16 here. Let's do negative 15 here. Let's do negative 17 here. Where am I shading? To the left. Good. And then what is this? Bracket, parenthesis. Bracket, right? Let's come down here. Boom. All right, what's the interval notation? So open parentheses, negative infinity, comma, negative 16 bracket. Good. All right. That's that. You guys try.
whatever, it's like a fraction. You always have to do LCD.
No OCD. That's only when you're adding or subtracting fractions. That might come up in the future though.
Yeah, that's.
It shouldn't be. These are whole numbers. All right. What do I do here? Divide by -8, right? I do to one side, do to the other. So what do I have now? So Q is what? Greater than what? Huh? No. Remember, whenever you divide by a negative, you flip the sign. Right? Greater than what? -4, right? Right? Then we do our line right here. Right? Put that -4 right there. Give me -3 over here. Give me -5 over here. Which way am I shading?
To the right.
To the right. Okay. And is this a bracket or a parenthesis? Parenthesis, good. So what is the interval notation? Comma infinity, parenthesis, good. Well done, well done. Let's look at B.
So,
Mhm.
so. That's shaded the right thing up.
Yeah, the wrong number. Nah, it was the other way. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah.
I could have got it right, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to get one last, I put 38 divided by 8. I'm tripping.
30, I got you. I got you.
I was sitting here like, how did I get a decimal? I don't know. Then I went back and I heard you say 32.
I mean, it was kind of small. So, yeah. What do I do here?
So I am negative.
Hmm? So -12, you multiplied over here, right? And what you do to ones, you do to the other. So now you have K what?
Greater than.
Sure. I don't know what that is, but I believe you. Right? So then we're going to do our number line. -180. Right? -179. -181. We get the idea. What am I doing?
Right.
Open bracket. To the right. Good. And what's the inequality? I mean the interval notation I meant to say, I'm sorry. Uh-huh. Good. Well done, well done, well done. All right, let's take it up a notch. Yeah. So to be honest, right? Most inequalities will take more than one step to solve. We follow the same steps we used in the general strategy for solving linear equations, but make sure to pay close attention when we multiply or divide to isolate the variable, right? So what are we paying attention for? We want to look for that negative. That's what we're looking for. If that comes up. Let's take a look. So we want to solve the inequality 6y is less than or equal to 11y plus 17, right? And then same thing, graph the solution, write the answer in interval notation. So I have 6y less than or equal to 11y plus 17. What should I do first? Uh-huh. Not the 6. Which one? I want to do both. Yeah, I want to get y on one side. So what should I do? Right? Subtract the 11y. Right? And what you do to one side, you do to the other. Right?
Guess you can either or.
You could do either or, but it might get a little complicated if you did that. You could have done the 6y also, but you have to recognize that that's going to be 0 on one side, and then you got to bring it back over. It's just easier to just do the 11. What's 6 minus 11? -5. Y less than or equal to 17. What do I do after that? Divide by what? By the -5, right? What I do to one side, do to the other. So now I have what y is. Just say it again. No. What happens when I divide by negative?
Oh,
Right. So this is greater than or equal to -17/5. Right? And then we have our line. let's just say that this is -17/5. Because of time, you guys get the idea, right? It's gonna be a bracket. Shaded this way. Right? What's the interval notation? Open bracket. -17/5, comma. Infinity, close parentheses. Good, good, good. All right. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show you guys before we wrap up. I feel like you guys have enough information to solve your homework beyond this, but these can get more complicated. I wanted to have fun in class and do one like this, which was like mad steps, but we kind of ran out of time. Nah. Yeah. But it would have been fun though, you know? I mean, that's basically it. Probably the only thing that I haven't showed you guys is that sometimes, right? It's coming like more in like math 30. You have this thing called like -infinity to infinity, right? That's just showing you that all the numbers satisfy the answer, basically. No. Just showing you guys that pre-calculus. Yeah.
So how would that look in
What do you mean?
like, how would I get that?
That answer?
Yeah, would that be
So-
the answer, or-
That's more like, it's more like when you're asking about like domains and ranges for functions, like you'll see that in math 30. That's switch nursing. All right, so that's about it. Let's do a little attendance. Have your pen, please. I'll get your. Shaded. Okay, let me. Is anybody still copying or we're good? All right, good night, good night.